What happened to Willow's brother and why is he no longer being talked about? As we all know, Willow's brother William disappeared in chapter 1 of book 2. But the big question is, where is William right now or where is he? Well, to begin with, let's start with how it all began. Okay, to begin with, let's talk about how everything's happening. Daisy is one of the people who were taking care of William and Willow, as we saw in one of the cutscenes of the Haste chapter. Daisy had received a note asking for her to join the military or the Valkyries to help them with the infected since they were invading the military base. After receiving the note, she ended up leaving Willow and William and taking advantage of a moment of distraction from Willow. Her little brother William ended up running away to look for Daisy. But if William has escaped, where is he right now or where is he? Well, since he escaped from Willow and went to look for Daisy, he will be anywhere in Ivalia right now because I thought he could have escaped from Lucella after going through several infecteds. But why did he run away from Willow to go look for Daisy? Well, as we can see, William was quite fond of Daisy, since Daisy was one of the people who took care of Willow and William after they lost their parents, as we saw in the final cutscene of the Haste chapter. And since they had no parents and were alone, Daisy offered to take care of them because they were still young and at that time the infection had not yet started since the infection had started 10 years later. Will William be infected right now? His current status is now unknown, as after escaping, he will be anywhere either infected or with any factions like the Capital, the Valkyries, or the Liberators. But if Daisy has joined the Valkyries, I doubt he's with them too, but he's probably looking with them for Daisy since he wants to find her. Daisy is currently infected. How is William going to find her? If Willow was the one who found her, already infected, how will William react to seeing that someone who cared for him has ended up infected? Besides, I assume that when Willow found Daisy already infected, she would have tried to lock her up somewhere safe where no one could find her until the cure existed so she could go and give it to her. But I really feel quite bad for William's reaction if he finds out that Daisy, one of the people who carried him, and his sister, Willow, is now infected. Well, how could he have been forgotten and no longer mentioned in the Piggy community, with everyone only talking about the capital and the cure? After nothing more was known about William and only know a small part of his story in the final cutscene of the chapter 6 and the Haste chapter of Piggy Book 2, we never heard nothing from him again, even in Piggy Intercity. Since in Piggy Intercity I imagine that in part 2 of the update we can't know anything about the true story. However, it's also possible that William could be with the Liberators, since there is a wolf in the Liberators group making that possibility of he being there instead of the Valkyries group. But seriously, we only knew of his identity in chapter 1 of Piggy Book 2, where Willow told us that she and Rush were trying to find his brother William since he disappeared by going to find Daisy. And from then, we never heard nothing from him again because after we took Willow to jail, we didn't know anything about William in all the chapters until the Haste chapter, where we began a search for William's favorite cake since Willow wanted to make him a gift. Also, this is where things get confusing. How had William escaped? Well, as we said before, William was able to escape while Willow was distracted. And the only thing we can know so far is that, as I mentioned before, he might be infected or he could be hiding somewhere, or he might be in any faction. But how did all this happen? Well, Willow reunited her group that was Billy, Rush, and Pony. Her main mission was to steal a cake since she wanted to give William a gift since she imagines that after Daisy left, William was feeling sad after saying goodbye to her. So they started the robbery for that cake, while Willow and her group were going to get it. I imagine that William hid somewhere to escape and go look for Daisy. But how is it possible that nobody noticed William was escaping until the end? Well, I imagine William will hide in places where he wouldn't be visible and no one could see him. Also, to escape, he will have to pass by Rush. Also, he could also sneak in somewhere and escape through the main door of the restaurant, where he won't be caught by no one while he escapes. I think that if we don't find him in Piggy Intercity, it will be in the Tigry and Willow spin-off, since I imagine they will go and find William, including that they also lived the members of the safe place. But where will they go to find him since he is lost in Ivalia? And Ivalia is a really big country, being really hard to find William because he could be in any faction or be infected. So I think Willow and Tigry, as I said before, will go looking for him. Since they left the safe place group, it will be to go and look for his brother and finally reunite with him. But what if Tigry rejoins the Valkyries alongside Willow, but this time to help her on searching William with the Valkyries group? Then they will begin a massive search until they found their brother and could finally reunite with him thanks to the help of Tigry and the Valkyries. Also, I don't want to say this conclusion, but what would happen if William were actually infected? I think if we were to find William infected, Willow would be feeling really bad because after years of searching, it will be very sad for Willow since she has always dedicated all her time to look for her brother William, only to find him infected. My conclusion is that we're likely to find William infected since being a child, it will be quite difficult for him to defend himself against the infected, and being alone without anyone to help him to defend himself. And this is my theory of what might have happened to William. And with that, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this theory about William, remember to subscribe and leave a like on the video. So without further ado, see you soon guys. Have an amazing and awesome day everyone. Bye!